Hello, hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Janine Harry, a communication scientist by profession, here to give you communication tips and self awareness strategies through conversation. So, thank you so much for joining me once again. This particular video will definitely be relevant for everyone. It's something that we have all gone through, or we may be going through this particular situation right now. However, I do feel like a few people are definitely feeling the weight of this particular scenario. So I am going to say that this particular message is meant for a select few because it is a channeled message, and I have set the intention that it reaches whoever it should. And if by the end of this video you feel like, there's someone that needs to hear this message, then please do share it with that person. So let's get right into this particular message. Now, you may be in a stage of your life where you are just completely disappointed by the fact that you have had certain expectations from certain people and they have not met your expectations. Okay, so for example, you may have expected somebody to give you the pat on the back, or the opportunity, or the gift, or the applause, whatever the case may be. Okay, and you may be sitting back and thinking, like, oh my word, I have had all these expectations from you, and you have not delivered. How disappointing. What I want you to realize is that what you want to call into your life is going to come through avenues you have not even thought about before. And it is going to come through people you have not even met before. Now, I know that it is human nature to have certain expectations from certain people. It's like, you need to do this for me and you need to do that for me. And when we do have these expectations, it is, of course, natural for us to feel disappointed. And we need to validate that part of ourselves that feel disappointed. But we also need to be really aggressive with ourselves and remind ourselves that a lot of the times, the things that we are calling into our life is not going to come through familiar sources. And this is why you need to be open to infinite possibilities. Think about it in this way. If you knew that so many doors were about to open for you in the next few weeks, or if you knew that so many people were going to enter your life who are finally going to accept the entirety of who you are, would you still care about the doors that have closed on you? Would you still care about the people that are not valuing the entirety of who you are? Of course not. You wouldn't care because you would just be like, oh, well, who cares? New doors are going to open, new people are going to enter my life. You literally wouldn't care. The only reason why you care is because you have not opened yourself up to the awareness that what you want is going to come into your life in ways you have never imagined before. And this is why it is so important to not get attached to particular outcomes. This is why it is so important to practice the art of non attachment. And I did do a video on non attachment, flow, and fearlessness. So please do go and check that video out if you have not done so already. A lot of times we get attached to the idea of how things should work out. We get attached to the idea of who should be doing certain things for us. But when you practice the art of non attachment, you are understanding that the things you want and the opportunities you are calling in is going to look so much different to the scenario you have created in your mind. And that is why very recently I have actually become really anti imagination and anti visualization because even our imagination and our forms of visualization can be quite limiting. Okay, think about it in this way. You might imagine this amazing scenario, right? And then things happen which basically exceeds what has happened in your imagination. You might be thinking of yourself sitting in this beautiful home, you know, this single story home. And then, boom, all of a sudden, one day, you are sitting in a triple story house. So, our imagination can be quite limiting, because what we are imagining and visualizing will definitely look so much different to what we can call into our lives. And I know, I'm going to go back to this. I know, as I say, that it can be quite disappointing when we have certain expectations, or when we have placed certain expectations on certain people and they are unable to meet our expectations. And logically speaking, we might be thinking, well, the logical explanation for that is they're probably not showing up for me because they don't want to show up for me, or they are not showing up for me because they can't show up for me, and so forth. But the reality is that people are not showing up for you, or specific people are not showing up for you because they are not meant to show up for you. There are other ways and other means and other people that are supposed to be showing up for you. And you have got to be open to that. So, yes, you have got to have this attitude of, like, hey, I would have really liked you to do this for me. It would have been nice, would have been really cool. But you can't, and I'm okay with that because I understand that what I want is something that you are not meant to deliver to me. However, I know that what I want and what I'm calling into my life is going to enter my life in ways that I have not even thought about before. And this is why we have got to open ourselves up to infinite possibilities. And the reason as to why we are not even aware of these infinite possibilities that exist is because we are so stuck on what has already happened or what is already happening. Once we actually shift gears and become open to what can happen and what is possible, guess what? What is possible happens so much more faster. So the quicker you let go of expectation of how you want things to unfold, the quicker what is meant for you will enter your life. A lot of you are thinking about your life in a sort of segmented way. You are thinking about your life in terms of what is happening, what has already happened, who is in your life, and so forth. But I want you to think about your life in a more whole type of way, you know? When you think about your life in this whole type of totality type of way, I want you to understand that your life is not just about who is in your life and what has already happened and what is happening. Your life is literally about the people that you have not even met yet. It's about the situations and the opportunities that have yet to enter your life. Your life is not just about the known, it's also about the unknown. And you have got to get excited about the unknown just as much as you are getting excited about what you know, okay? Because the unknown, that what you call the future, is still in the process of happening. And that unknown or future, if you want to call it, is filled with so many great opportunities, so many great people. But the reason as to why you are struggling to become excited about that is because you don't know anything about the unknown. You actually fear the unknown. But today is the perfect day to actually get excited about the things that you do not know as yet. Get excited about the people you have yet to meet. Get excited about the places you have yet to go to, about the rooms you have yet to enter. You don't need to know who, why, what, when, and how. You don't need to have names, dates, times, and so forth. You don't need to know the how of anything. You just need to be open to the possibility that whatever you are wanting to call into your life is on its way. And the quicker you become open to that possibility, the quicker whatever is meant to enter your life will enter your life. So, yes, I'm going to end off this message by saying that am, I really feel for you in this moment where you are feeling this sense of disappointment at not having your expectations met by people that you have placed those expectations on. I really feel for you because this is something that we have all gone through. This is something that I have struggled with for most of my life. But it is so empowering to say, who cares if you didn't do this for me, or if you didn't do that for me, or if you closed the door on me, or if you didn't congratulate me, or if you didn't pat me on the back? Who cares? Because those things were obviously not meant to come from you. It was meant to come from people that I have yet to meet. It's meant to come from infinite sources. It's meant to come from people, and it's meant to manifest in situations and in ways that will blow my mind and exceed my expectations. So who cares, right? Easier said than done, I know. But just being open to that allows the disappointment to loosen its grip on us. It allows us to feel less upset. Because once we loosen our grip on the expectations that we have of the known people in our life, we become a channel of receivership to all that is waiting for us to be received. Okay? For all that is waiting by us to accept. So, yes, let's get excited about what is yet to come. Let's get excited about the people who are yet to show up for us instead of getting caught up in what has already happened. Who cares? Seriously, who cares? Be open to infinite possibilities. If one person couldn't open that door for you, there are 10 doors that are about to open. If one person couldn't give you what you needed, there are 10 billion people out there who can give you what you need. I always say this, when people get a bit triggered when I say this, specifically people in my personal life, but I always say this, there are billions of people in the world. Who cares about what two people did wrong? Who cares about what five people did wrong? Who cares about two friendships that went sour? Who cares about those things when there are billions and billions and billions of people in this world that you have yet to meet? And this is also about pointing the finger right back at yourself and realizing that just as you have been disappointed by the fact that so many people have not met your expectations, there are also people out there who are disappointed by the fact that you have not met their expectations. And that is simply because their expectations was not meant to come through you. And that is fine. There are billions of people in this world that can show up for us and can show up for others in the best ways in which we want people to show up for us. So be open to infinite possibilities, be open to the waves of change, practice the art of non attachment, and be open to the best that is yet to come. Till next time, much love.